Hey everybody, it's Dr. V. I am back with your weekly Do I Ever Cross Your Mind reading. I'm going to use a few different decks today. I'm going to start out with the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck by Doreen Virtue. So, Spirit, use me as a clear channel for this message. May all the messages that come through be in the highest good for all those concerned. I draw a sacred circle around this space, set my ego outside, and ask to be a clear channel for this message. Thank you. Thank you to all of my subscribers, all of those of you that like, comment, and share. I appreciate all of the love. Again, if you would like to support this channel with an energy donation, I sure would appreciate that. It definitely is encouraging. It makes helps me feel appreciated and loved and feel like just all those good yummy feelings that come with people supporting the work. And if you would like to book a private reading, please check the description box below and you will see all the ways, the readings that I currently offer and the ways in which you can connect with me that way. So, that being said, goodness gracious, there is a ton of energy in these cards. They just keep jumping out of my hands. So, that being said, we're going to jump right in. So the first question is, does your runner, twin, the person with whom you're in separation, miss you? The card that came up, first card, is A New Dawn. The worst is now behind you and positive new experiences are on the horizon. Rest. You've been working hard. Take a nap and get some rest. A soulmate. New romance with a spiritual basis is here for you now. And pay attention. Notice repetitious signs in your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. And synchronicity. Wow, this is really impressive. This is really interesting. So what I'm getting from this is that, yes, they look at that. Soulmate, synchronicity, pay attention. Those cards really jump out at me. This one literally jumped out. It's like what they're saying right now is that they are, they're in a space of this new dawn of taking, like, the worst is behind, the hard times have passed, okay? Positive new experiences are ahead. They recognize that. They've been in a space of taking time to rest. They've been in a space of just really kind of going within and taking a break. But they recognize that this is a soulmate relationship. They've been seeing the signs. Look at that, signs and synchronicities. What I'm getting from this is that they may have gone into a space where they really didn't even allow themselves to think about you, that they kind of went into a space where they were like, I'm not going to think about this. I'm not going to concern myself with this connection. I'm just going to, you know, disconnect and go into this rest space. But the signs and synchronicities have been really pushing them to pay attention, and that is triggering them to miss you and to think about you and to, like, really have a lot of questions around this connection and really wanting to come back into explore this connection a little bit further. So what I'm getting is that Spirit is literally working overtime to get their attention with signs and synchronicities, and they are paying attention to it. It literally, what's coming through is that they're probably seeing your name everywhere. They're seeing, you know, hearing songs that remind you of them. They're really, like, Spirit is inundating them with signs and synchronicities. I remember, like, I probably shared this with you, that I was driving down the highway one day and I was passing the truck that was driving next to me for probably about 7 or 8 miles. Was the company had the same last name as my DM, and I was like, haha, universe, very funny. Like, it was just one of those things where it's like, you know, you just can't deny it. So I feel like that's what's happening right now. So let me move these aside. Well, what is something that the runner twin wants the chaser twin to know? Do your morning affirmations. Say your positive affirmations each morning so you can open the gates of manifestation. Treasure chest. An unforeseen windfall of new abundance is coming to you now. Yay! Music for manifesting. To manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. I love that. Friendship. Make a date for a play day with one or more friends. And blessed change. A major life change is going to bring you a blessing. So what they want you to know is that you have the ability to use to manifest your own reality. So use your morning affirmations, music for manifesting. Some of my favorite songs for that, I have a playlist that I listen to. It's like the song The Midas Touch. It's in like 80s or 90s song. There's a few different songs that I listen to that really high vibe. You Can Do Magic by America, I think is one. A New Attitude by, I don't remember who sings that song. But anyway, get yourself like a playlist that you can, you know, a twin flame playlist, a soulmate playlist that makes you feel yummy feelings about love and romance. Use that to manifest. Use your morning affirmations. You can record them into like a voice memo if you have an iPhone, and put them into your playlist in iTunes, and literally just have like a whole playlist of things that you listen to every morning that will help you get you on track. They want you to know that you have the ability to do that and that you have the ability to create what you want. So they're saying like, don't be the only thing stopping yourself. The next thing is that, you know, the treasure chest, an unforeseen windfall of new abundance is coming to you. So be prepared for that. Open yourself. Literally, I'm seeing you, a lot of people literally standing with your arms open and like, you know, wide open, receptive stance, and saying the affirmation, like, I open myself to receive abundance, this treasure chest of this windfall of abundance that's coming my way now. Literally open yourself up to receive. That's what they want you to know. They're saying, get out and have some fun. They want you to know that it's okay for you to have fun and to get out and enjoy your time with your friends, okay? And they also want you to be prepared for this major life change, because something is about to happen with the treasure chest and this blessed change card. What I'm getting very clearly is that they want you to know that something big is about to come through. So it could be reunion, it could be communication, something along those lines, but basically like just be prepared for it because it's coming. So let me move this out of the way. What is holding them back? I'm going to use this deck, actually. This is the Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose Oracle cards by Sonia Chiquette. So what is holding them back? Make necessary sacrifices, have faith, find your backbone, that's hilarious, be patient, and living life to the fullest. So what's holding them back, first of all, is that they're not willing to make the necessary sacrifices. There are sacrifices that have to be made. You know, you can't have, you know, the saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's actually, that's backwards. The way that it's originally written was you can't eat your cake and have it too, which means that you can't, you know, consume something and still have it in your possession. And what your runner twin wants you to know, what's holding them back is that they're not yet willing to make the necessary sacrifices. They want both. They want to be able to eat their cake and have it too. They want to be able to get whatever it is that they want and not have to make any sacrifices for it. It's like, again, going to fitness, you know, I had one of my favorite jokes is like, yeah, I'm into fitness donut in my mouth. But anyway, it's like you don't get fit by working out one day a week. You don't become a spiritual master by meditating, you know, every now and then. You don't become self-possessed by not doing the work. So basically, they're not willing to make the necessary sacrifices, and that's what's holding them back. They don't have the faith in themselves primarily that they can do this, that they are worthy of this connection and that they can have this connection. The other card is finding their backbone. They're being cowards right now. So male or female are just being cowardly, like unwilling to face the conflict, unwilling to make the necessary sacrifices, unwilling to step into courage and do what needs to be done. They're lacking some patience. They want things to happen quickly. They want things to happen on their timeline and not in divine timing. And this one, it's interesting. Living life to the fullest. What is blocking them, what's holding them back, is they are not willing to live life to the fullest. There's still some resistance and some hesitation around that, which could be connected to unworthiness, feelings of they don't deserve it, that they're not worthy of it, things like that. So that's really a thing that's holding them back, is that they are not yet willing to allow themselves to live life to its fullest. So I'm going to move that aside. So do they want to reunite? Do they want to reunite? Playfulness, look at that. Recapture romance. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Attraction, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Deception, dang it, somebody's still not being honest, and you deserve love. So, do they want to reunite? What is coming through for me is that they want to reunite if and when the connection can be playful, flirty, and light again. They don't want it to be heavy, burdensome, you know, what it was before. If you came together before and there was a lot of tension and negativity, or, you know, that kind of energy, they don't want that there. They also understand that there needs to be more honesty in order for that to happen. They understand that in order to come back and have that playfulness, that flirtiness, that attraction, that kind, you know, really fun energy, is people are gonna have to take the false mask off. Okay, it's gonna have to be an honest, authentic, real connection for that to happen. And they also are beginning to realize that in order to take the mask off, that they have to recognize that they deserve love. So it's a lot of times people will put on these false masks, these illusions, these ego things, because they feel unworthy of love. They're like, nobody could possibly love me just as I am. And so they build a facade, they build an illusion for people that they think people will love them if they do that. But what they're beginning to understand is that they deserve love, even in all of their messiness, even with all of their you know, issues and pain stories and all of that. They still deserve love. And as they work through their own process with this, then they will come closer and closer to want to reunite. So I feel like I want to pull a card from the Mermaid deck. Spirit, does the runner twin want to reunite? It's funny. Consult an expert. Well, that's what we're doing right now. So let's do another one. Empowerment. Yep. It's saying you're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. So what I'm getting from this is that they are, there's some conflicting feelings. Like they feel very pulled to you. This attraction card is like being attracted and feeling pulled to you. Like we pulled all the signs and synchronicities. But they're confused. They are confused about things. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are reaching out to get their own readings, or looking into this a little bit further, because they're definitely wanting to come towards you, but they're doubting their own empowerment. They don't realize how powerful they are. They don't realize that they can stand in their own power, that they can, you know, what was that card, like find their backbone and make the necessary sacrifices to get the life that they deserve and that they desire. So moving this aside, what are their fears and regret? Well, let's go with fears first. What are their fears? Fears: retreat, passion, and dream big. Very interesting, because that goes back to that card that came up earlier about living life to the fullest. I was reading an essay last night by Audre Lorde called The Use of the Erotic. And in that piece, she speaks about that how much more vulnerable it is to acknowledge our own passions, our desires. Like when you acknowledge the depth of your passion and your desires, it makes you vulnerable. And so, because then you're like, well, if it doesn't happen, then I'm disappointed, right? If you deny that you really want it, or if you can kind of tamper down those passions and those desires, and it's like not so much, it doesn't feel like such a loss. So their fears are retreat, and that to me is speaking to that there's a fear of walking away from situations that no longer serve. There's a fear that if they retreat, that if they back away, that things are going to be out of control, and that they're not going to get what it is that they think that they want or that they deserve. It's like there's this sense of they just feel like fatigue. Okay, it's not like that. Like this is what they're feeling right now. Their fear is like, I get that they're really fighting against succumbing to this like soul weary fatigue. It's like that that sense of exhaustion that comes when you never, like, no matter how much you sleep or how much you rest, you're just freaking exhausted. I feel like that's where they are right now. And they're really, really tired of, they're just bone weary. That's literally what's coming, is they're bone weary. But they are afraid to step away from what they're accustomed to. It's that sense of, the way I can best describe it is that even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's exhausting, it's familiar. It's like they know what to expect. They know what to expect from, whatever situation they're continuing in. And so there's some fear about walking away from that and toward the unknown. There's also some fear about going within. I get the sense that that they are being called to go within, to meditate, to seek out spiritual guidance, and they are, but their ego self is pulling them away from going into that inner retreat space, because the ego knows that if spirit gets stronger, that the ego gets weaker, and so the ego is like kind of jockeying for position right now. They're afraid of their own passion. They're afraid to let themselves feel and succumb to that passion, because they're afraid that it might be all consuming, that it'll take them over, that maybe they, that they don't deserve to live their passion. Maybe they don't feel worthy of that. They aren't familiar with what joy feels like, and so they're afraid of it. And they're afraid to dream big. They're afraid to allow themselves to explore that feeling of dreaming big. Right? They're afraid to examine all of the ways in which they've played small. So what are their regrets? They regret not having taken the lead. They regret not getting support earlier in the journey when they could have, and they regret not being playful. So what I'm getting from this is that they recognize that there was a point in this journey where they had an opportunity to take the lead, where they had the opportunity to grow that backbone and to, make the necessary sacrifice, and they didn't. When they were face to face, belly to belly with opportunity, they faltered and they fell back into old patterns, and they regret that. They regret not getting support from their friends. There have been friends along the way who have probably been saying things to them like, hey, this pattern isn't serving you, or maybe you need to work on this. And it could even be you, their divine counterpart, that has been tried to help them, and they just didn't accept it or receive the support that they were being offered, and they regret that now. They regret that they don't allow themselves currently, and haven't allowed themselves to play. Like, they recognize that they are limiting their own ability to manifest, because they're being too caught up in these old negative cycles that aren't really serving them, but they are not sure how to break free of them, and so they have some regret around that. So I'm going to move this aside, and I'm going to finish this up with some messages from them. So from what is this? This is the Lover's Oracle. I want to make sure they're all facing the same way. So, Spirit, some messages from the Runner to the Chaser, please. Spirit, some messages from the Runner to the Chaser, please. What does the Runner twin want the Chaser to know? Soulmate, your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. This one wanted to come out too. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. So if you've been feeling like maybe you've made mistakes or something in this connection, just recognize that everything is for your soul's purpose. That's what they want you to know. One final message, Spirit, one final message from the Runner twin to the, okay, I said one. Too many, Spirit, too many. Let's go with just one, please. Just one, please. There's like 6 messages come out at once and then one won't come out. So just one, Spirit, please. Just one, Spirit. Okay, we'll take that. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. So what this is saying to me is that they want you to really connect with your heart space. I feel like a lot of you have been in this headspace where it's like things happen or things don't happen and you immediately start doubting the connection. You immediately are like, oh, well, this happened, so that must mean that they're not my twin after all. And they're saying, like, trust your heart, get into your heart space, stay in your heart space, because that's where the wisdom is. You know that you know that you know in your heart space, regardless of what's going on the outside, and you got to stay in that space, okay? Don't give into the fear. Don't get caught in the mental prisons that we tend to create for ourselves. Really stay in that space of understanding that if you know that what you know that you know. If you knew when you met this person that they were your twin flame, then stay with that knowledge. Don't give up just because things don't necessarily look the way that you think that they ought to look right at this moment, okay? Stay in faith, trust your heart, stay connected to your heart, and recognize that they're already with you. Separation is an illusion. If you're feeling separation, if you're feeling like things are hopeless or you've made too many mistakes or there's just too many things between you, just recognize that separation is an illusion. You're already together. And no matter what's happened, everything is working for your highest good. So I hope this reading helped. Let me know if you have any questions. Talk with you all soon. Bye.